Nihilism is a philosophical viewpoint that has fascinated and confounded thinkers for centuries. It is a worldview that boldly asserts that life lacks inherent meaning, value, or purpose. Before we dive in, if you find this content valuable, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. It truly helps us grow. Now, let's get started. This radical perspective goes further, extending its skepticism to various fundamental aspects of human existence, such as knowledge, existence, and the structure of society. In this essay, we will embark on a critical exploration of nihilism, delving into its origins, key concepts, criticisms, and the enduring relevance it holds in contemporary discussions of existence and human nature. Origins of nihilism. Nihilism, deriving from the Latin nihil, meaning nothing, has ancient origins but rose to prominence in the 19th century through the writings of Friedrich Nietzsche and Fyodor Dostoevsky. Nietzsche notably defined nihilism and thus spoke Zarathustra, attributing its emergence to the waning influence of religious and metaphysical convictions in a progressively secular and scientific world. This era witnessed the erosion of traditional values, leaving a void at the heart of human existence. Nietzsche's proclamation, "God is dead," symbolizes the decline of these values, leaving individuals and societies grappling with the absence of inherent meaning and purpose. Consequently, Nietzsche argued for active nihilism, where individuals embrace this void as an opportunity to create their own values, offering a unique perspective on the evolving human experience. Nietzsche's nihilism. Nietzsche's exploration of nihilism is complex and multifaceted. He believed that the collapse of traditional religious and moral values left a void, which he referred to as the will to power. In this context, the will to power represents humanity's fundamental drive to assert itself, to create values, and to overcome challenges. Nietzsche viewed nihilism as a consequence of this will to power turning inward upon itself when traditional values lost their sway. One of Nietzsche's most famous statements, "God is dead," encapsulates his diagnosis of nihilism. He meant that the traditional belief in God's existence and the moral framework associated with it had eroded, leaving a void in the lives of individuals and societies. Nietzsche was deeply critical of what he called passive nihilism, which is a state of resignation, despair, and nihilistic thinking that arises when individuals fail to create new values to replace the old ones. Active nihilism, according to Nietzsche, involves embracing the absence of inherent meaning and value as an opportunity to create one's values and interpretations of life. In this sense, Nietzsche saw nihilism as a challenge and an opportunity for individuals to assert their creative wills. Existentialist nihilism. Existentialist philosophers also engaged with nihilism, albeit from different angles. Existentialism, as a philosophical movement, is deeply concerned with the human experience of existence and the search for meaning in a seemingly indifferent universe. Existentialist thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus grappled with the absurdity of life, a concept closely related to nihilism. Sartre's existentialism, for instance, posits that existence precedes essence, meaning that there is no predefined purpose or meaning to human life. Individuals are condemned to be free, and they must create their own values and purpose in a world devoid of inherent meaning. This existentialist perspective shares common ground with nihilism in its rejection of pre-existing, external sources of meaning. Dostoevsky's exploration of nihilism. Fyodor Dostoevsky, in his novels such as Crime and Punishment and The Brothers Karamazov, examined the consequences of nihilistic thinking on the human psyche and society. He portrayed nihilistic characters who were detached from traditional moral constraints and driven by their desires and intellect. One of the key criticisms Dostoevsky leveled against nihilism was its potential to lead to moral and societal chaos. His characters, like Raskolnikov in Crime and Punishment, grapple with the idea that if life lacks inherent meaning and values, then individuals can justify any action, even murder, based on their personal desires and goals. Dostoevsky's works serve as cautionary tales, warning against the destructive potential of unchecked nihilism. Critiques of nihilism. Nihilism, despite its philosophical allure, has faced numerous criticisms over the years. Critics argue that nihilism's rejection of inherent meaning and values leads to a bleak and potentially dangerous worldview. Some of the prominent critiques include: 1. Moral and ethical concerns. Critics argue that nihilism undermines the foundation of moral and ethical principles. If nothing has inherent value, then concepts like right and wrong become arbitrary, making it difficult to justify moral judgments and social norms. 2. Existential despair. Nihilism's emphasis on the absence of meaning and purpose can lead to existential despair and nihilistic thinking, which can have negative psychological and societal consequences. 3. Societal chaos. The belief that individuals can justify any action based on their desires and the absence of inherent values can lead to social chaos and moral relativism. 4. Overemphasis on individualism. Nihilism's focus on individual creativity and the will to power may promote selfishness and disregard for the well-being of others and society as a whole. Contemporary relevance. In the contemporary world, nihilism continues to be a topic of philosophical and cultural discourse. The influence of postmodernism, which questions traditional notions of truth and meaning, has resonated with nihilistic themes. Additionally, the rapid advancements in science and technology have challenged established religious and metaphysical beliefs, creating fertile ground for nihilistic thinking. Existentialism and nihilism's exploration of the human condition remains relevant as individuals grapple with questions of identity, purpose, and meaning in a world marked by rapid change and uncertainty. The existentialist emphasis on individual responsibility for creating meaning aligns with contemporary discussions about personal fulfillment and self-actualization. Nihilism remains a provocative and complex philosophical viewpoint that challenges our conventional understanding of life's inherent meaning and value. Its historical roots in the works of Nietzsche and Dostoevsky, as well as its connections to existentialism, offer profound insights into the human condition and the search for purpose in an indifferent universe. While nihilism has faced criticisms for its potential moral and societal implications, it continues to spark intellectual curiosity and shape contemporary discussions on meaning, ethics, and existence. Ultimately, whether one embraces or rejects nihilism, it is undeniably a thought-provoking perspective that encourages us to confront the fundamental questions of human existence.